What is up, everybody, and welcome to Season 3 in our Pro Cyclist mode, where Vladimir Saracen has once again switched teams. Unfortunately, not to a World Tour team, but we are in the top two Conti Pro teams, and we're jumping to another French Titan that hasn't had the success recently that they might deserve. I would argue they do. And we are riding for Cofidis. And if we take a look at the squad, we can see how much they've improved over the past 2 years. Alessio Martinelli, Giulio Ciccone moving this year. Maxime Van Hils moving this year as well. Mathieu Bergadeau, Max Walscheid, ourselves, Joris Delbove coming over with us from Saint-Michel Albert, Axel Zinkler, Alexis Renard. I mean, even down towards the lower half of the team, we have Frank Bonamore, Louis Vervaeke, Piet Allegard, Maxime Chevalier. I mean, this team is set up to be successful in hilly stages, and we are definitely looking to take advantage of that this season. And with us turning 21 years old and moving to a big established team in professional cycling, we are going to focus our weekly training on puncher, because I think it's time we finally take that step and work to become world class in the hills. And the good news keeps rolling in at Cofidis, as of course we are going to show you the Mirador de Colomer as our first race at Cofidis. We have to show it, but unfortunately we will have to skip over Trofeo Palma Palma and the Ruta del Sol, because we have just been accepted to every race that we have asked for. Unfortunately, we can't ride the Tour de France yet, but we did get accepted into the Giro d'Italia, so Vladimir Saracen will be racing his first Grand Tour, and the races coming up on today's episode are going to be Strade Bianche, which I think we should have a decent shot at finishing in the top 10 at least. Maybe, if there's a miracle, we'll win it. And we will be doing at least part of Paris-Nice. But up first, we do have our first race in the new colors, the Trofeo Andrax. I will never know how to pronounce that. The Mirador de Colomer, a 158-kilometer hilly stage, but it looks more like a mountain stage. And if we look at the favorites, Giulio Ciccone going to be second favorite, so I assume we'll be riding for him today. And Alessio Martinelli is also fourth favorite, so it looks like we're going to have a lot of teamwork to do today. And there we are, we get our first look, I should say, at Vladimir Saracen in the new colors. We are a teammate today, so not expecting any fireworks, but just wanted to give you a look at the new jersey, and I think that looks incredible. And we're getting things off to a warm start here, because I have immediately disregarded the team orders and jumped into a breakaway, because I did do some research on this race, and the last 2 races in a row were won by the break. So we want to actually look to create some fireworks in our first race with Cofidis. And with 43k left, we have reached the base of that big climb. We still have about 2 minutes and 40 seconds on the peloton, but our stamina looking a lot better than theirs back there, and they still have to chase us down, as we're going to set a pretty easy pace and just hope we can stay with this group over the top. And unfortunately, just over the top of that big climb, we've been caught by all the favorites, and we have just cracked before the downhill. So it doesn't look like we're going to make it over with them, but we should still be in with a shot of getting a pretty decent finish here. And with 5k left, there are only 5 people in front of us right now. 4 of the favorites, along with our teammate Giulio Ciccone, as we're going to try to attack away here and try to secure a top 5 in our first race. 1k left for the front group. Sorry there, but Giulio Ciccone going to have a really good shot at this. It looks like he just ran out of stamina. But how is the other group faring? And it is going to be our teammate Giulio Ciccone coming around in first over Matteo Jorgensen, Alexei Lutsenko, and Leo Hayter as we do a little kick there at the end to get ourselves a top 5 as well. So all in all, a pretty successful first race in the red and white of Cofidis. And we have arrived to what I would consider the next monument, Strade Bianche, a 185.3 kilometer hilly stage with some cobbles thrown in there as well. And it suits our profile, but I don't think we're quite at the level needed yet to realistically win this race, because this is one that a lot of big hitters tend to put on their schedule with a big target, as Casper Asgreen, Tadej Pogacar, Quinn Simmons up to 82 hills, good for him, but Julian Alaphilippe, Remco Evenepoel, the list goes on. I don't think we're quite up to that level yet, but we're going to try our best to hang on and see what happens there towards the end. And here with about 45 kilometers left to go, Maxime Van Hills, our teammate, has just gone up the road. We're in a particularly tough section where it's just up, down, up, down. This could make for a great place for us to attack, as the bunch is just sticking together, and Geraint Thomas is up the road in E1. So something has to happen sooner rather than later. So I think the next little uptick, we might look to bridge across to our teammate and see if we can make something happen. And that's going to go right now. So we're going to make our attack a little harder and set our effort so we have a little more of our red bar to go just after this. Is Van Hills is within touching distance. So close but so far away. And with about 36k left, it looks like we are going to catch our teammate Maxime Van Hills. We have a minute on the group behind us, which includes Quinn Simmons and Tadej Pogacar. We're up here with Derek G, Julian Alaphilippe, and Enric Mas. Not a bad group to be in a little breakaway with, but when you're chasing down G, it's always going to be a little difficult. And with just under 24k to go, Julian Alaphilippe is doing an incredible job just relaying on the front of this group indefinitely. But the bad news is that Tadej Pogacar, Quinn Simmons have caught us. So we're going to try our best to stick with them, but with only about 20k left, our chances are looking pretty good for a decent result here. And with 17k to go, Tadej Pogacar has just attacked over the top of a little hill. Don't think we're going to be in the business of chasing him down by ourselves if Quinn Simmons isn't even going to follow. We're going to hope we can pull that back here soon, and maybe this little hill where it's not so cobbly might be a great place for us to try to attack if we can just sit on it, and attack right at the base of this hill. Try to catch Quinn Simmons and Julian Alaphilippe out a little bit. So we are going to catch Aliotti, but now the question is, do we have the stamina to keep up? And we find out just on the top of this hill with 10k to go that answer is no. Quinn Simmons just attacked and broke away from me incredibly quickly. So right now we have a minute gap to the rider behind us, and there are only 4 riders in front of us, so we're still looking at a decent shot of a top 10, as we're just going to take these last 2 hills at a reasonable pace, get some stamina back, and try to attack up that last climb. And here with 6k to go, our stamina did recover pretty quickly. We're 2 minutes back from the leading group and only 46 seconds back from the group in front of us. I thought our stamina would be a lot worse than it is, but Thomas and Eiking are within striking distance, so maybe if we turn it down for this last little hill, they'll wear themselves out and I can reap the reward off this last climb as we pop our energy gel. I've got to be better in the cobbles than Geraint Thomas, right? I mean, I can't think of anything in real life that he's won on the cobbles, but right now it is look like we're closing in on Eiking and Thomas. And with 1.3 left, we do make the pass. And we're just a little too far out right now to sprint, but we're going to do that now with about 0.8 left, see if we can get back around Julian Alaphilippe. And and it's going to be a sprint to the line. It looks like he's out of stamina, but we're also out of stamina. Both make our final kick, and it's going to be Julian Alaphilippe to steal the podium away from us at Strade Bianche. And it's another heartbreak here, as Tadej Pogacar and Quinn Simmons finish 1-2, and Julian Alaphilippe just pips us at the line. But if you've told me I would finish 4th place at the start of the race, I would take it 10 times out of 10. So the start of our season looking very strong. And of course, with that 4th place finish, we do get 70 points for our first top 10 and our first top 5 in the World Tour. And man, I really would have liked to see that first top 3 as well. But we have to have a very short memory here, as the next day brings the start of Paris-Nice, and our objective here is to get some stage wins, which hopefully we can provide. As we look at the favorites for this 155.3 kilometer flat stage, it's going to be Paul Penhoet, Stan van Tricht, Pascal Ackermann, Max Walscheid down there, 5th favored. We're going to do everything we can to make sure he gets over that last hill, and hopefully we can knock out our objective early. And with 38k to go, that little crosswind section has dropped some big riders. Fred Wright, Benoit Cosnefroy caught up in that little split, as we have a minute and 30 on a group of 55 riders. Peloton significantly weakened for the end of this stage. And with 17k to go, we just set an effort over that hill of 85 and rode to a 30-second advantage over the Peloton. And that's not something I've ever seen before, but I am incredibly happy that it happened to us. And here with about 10k to go, we have dropped the other 2 riders that were with us, but we're still maintaining our 30-second advantage over the Peloton. Aerodynamic positioning coming in really handy right there, as we have more than enough stamina to make an attack up this final hill, as we're going to go ahead and use our energy gel now. We're sitting here on 85 effort, and that giant group cannot catch us. And we have a minute, or 1k to the top of this climb, as we're going to go ahead and just burn our red bar right as our energy gel kicks in. This couldn't be a better situation for us, as we can just set our effort to 85 now, hope our yellow bar doesn't run out, and regain a little bit of stamina on this downhill, as we widened our gap to 40 seconds. And it looks like it's not going to be Max Walscheid that's going to go ahead and tick off our objective in the first stage of the race, because with 1.5k left, we have just enough of a gap. I think we're going to run out just before the line. No, it's going to be Vandenberg. I really thought we were going to hold on, but just a slight lack of stamina holds us back, as Marion Vandenberg, Sam Bennett, Stan van Tricht. It was a great move, an accidental move, and we do get a 13th place on the stage because of that, but oh, I was really looking at glory there. And with that result, we move into 4th place at Paris-Nice with the bonus seconds up the Magnanville climb. And that also is going to put us in 1st place in the Young Riders category by 3 seconds, which means we will level up for our first distinctive jersey worn in the World Tour. We get 40 points for that, and 2 points for a bad evaluation. We were supposed to be a teammate, but we don't respect the race directors here at Cofidis just yet, so we're going to have to wait for that. But we do get to improve our attributes, which means I think it's going to be time to put another point into Puncher, which will take us to 80 hills and definitively make us one of the best riders in the world on hill stages. And with our new hill stats comes a pretty obvious choice for the skill point for me. We're going to take Stealth, we get a short-term bonus where other riders just don't react to our moves, and that's going to make our little late stage attacks from about 10 to 20k out a little more threatening. So we're going to go ahead and take that. But that will lead us to stage 2, a 158.4 kilometer flat stage, definitely going to be one for the sprinters. Got a little crosswind section, we can see if we can create some chaos there, and hopefully Max Walscheid can take advantage of that to get his first win of the season. And with 53k left, we just went through the little crosswind section, and a group of 21 has broken off the front, and we are in it, and there are some big names: Michael Kwiatkowski, Quinn Simmons, Lenny Martinez, all the favorites in here. But unfortunately, Max Walscheid, who's on a +3 day, is 2 minutes behind us now. And with 10k to go, the Walscheid group has just caught back on, but you know, I don't know if he's going to have the stamina to compete for the win today, as this breakaway has done a lot of damage. As you can see, the stamina on the guys behind us, but we're going to keep working to try and get Max into a good position for this final sprint. And with 5k to go, we have taken the front. We're going to go ahead and pop our energy gel. Part of me really wants to attack this, but we're going to sit up and make somebody else do the chasing. No, Vandenberg doesn't want to go quite yet. With 3k left, the options are running out. Walscheid isn't there, so we're going to go ahead and crank our pace up to about 90 because we want to have enough left for a little sprint. As the sprint goes off right about now, Walscheid coming through, but Sam Bennett looks like he's just going to stay ahead and take the win on stage 2. No, Quinn Simmons comes around, followed by Sam Bennett, Michael Matthews. This has really just been the episode of surprise finishes. And that will lead us into stage 3, our final stage of the episode, a 191.4 kilometer hilly stage, which now I assume we're going to be considered one of the favorites for. If we go ahead and take a look, we're absolutely not. Quinn Simmons, Alexander Vlasov, Julian Alaphilippe, David Gaudu, Benoit Kuznefroy, but no Vladimir Saracen. I think they might be discrediting us just a tiny bit here. And with 25k to go, we are setting the pace here. We're thinking about making a move up this little hill. I don't know if now is going to be the right time to do it. Mathieu Bergadeau being a great domestique for us right now, and that Q36-5 team is all over us. But with 1k left, I don't think we're going to try it just yet. We're going to pace this up the top, see if we can put some more hurt into the rest of the peloton, and maybe attack up this second little hill right here. Bergadeau desperately running out of energy, but now it looks like he might be in a better spot. We're actually going to tune it down a little bit, let Bergadeau recover, because Giulio Ciccone fell, and now he is just way behind everybody. We are not going to be sprinting at the top of this hill, but maybe we should. Sam Bennett going for it, so we will too, and set our effort to 75, and we'll see if we can maintain some sort of a break. And no, we can't. It looks like it's going to be closed already. And with just 10k to go, we are approaching the last hill of the stage. Thomas Champion is going to lead us out, and we are going to try and make an attack again once we get a little closer to the top. We're actually going to set ourselves to 92 because we don't have a shot if this ends in a sprint finish, but if we can attack over the top here and maybe stay away, it's really our only chance of winning this stage. As we go, and we go violently, and we go 92 over the top. We have a little 8-second gap. There's going to be a nice downhill leading into a sprint finish, but it doesn't even look like we are putting any kind of hurt on the group behind us. This might be an ill-fated attack, and I think it's going to be. We should finish on the same time. We still have a decent amount of our yellow bar left, but I mean, I'm not seeing anybody come around just yet. I know we're not going super fast, but there's Valentin Madois coming to take what looks to be like a stage win. Unless his yellow bars ran out, we might still be on here. Madois gonna follow us? No, Sam Bennett is gonna race us up the hill, and the sprinters are gonna catch us up. But the important thing is we don't lose any time, and we might have got some bonus seconds there in that final sprint finish, but it's going to be Sam Bennett, Julian Alaphilippe, Quinn Simmons again, and we're going to come across the line in 11th place. Another decent finish here at Paris-Nice. And that's going to bring to an end a little bit of a heartbreak of an episode. We were so close to getting our first win on multiple occasions. Looks like we're going to have to wait a little bit longer. But on the next episode, we will be finishing Paris-Nice, where hopefully we can get our first stage win. There's a couple of medium mountains, one hilly stage, the hilly time trial we won't have a chance on, but coming up after that, it's going to be classic season. And then, of course, the Giro d'Italia. But as always, I wanted to thank you for your support on the series, and if you enjoyed, please feel free to leave a like and to subscribe. It actually helps a lot with the algorithm to have people see my videos. But again, I wanted to thank you for all the support. The amount of people that watch this just staggers me on a daily basis every time I check. All the comments have been so great. Shout out to Tom and Lukester for always commenting. I see you, I appreciate you, and you guys help me out so much. But until next time, thank you, and I will see you soon.